It's Friday night. You've just got done with work, school, whatever. You feel like having a drink or two to relax after a long week. What do? You go out to your favorite bar and meet up with your friends for a few drinks, maybe play some pool, flirt with someone cute, and before you know it, get into a massive fist fight and wake up the next morning wondering what the hell happened, how you got home, and why you have a black eye. Oh man, did you seriously hit rock bottom? Not quite. That was just another average Friday night in the life of New York City's infamous social club, the 69. Let's talk about it. Welcome to my channel. Today we're talking about Mafia Nights, endless fights. Make sure to smash that subscribe button. Now this is one of those episodes that is hard to research, because there are many reputable sources covering the activities of an active mafia crime family. So I had to rely heavily on news reports and court documents to piece together what went down. And even then, they don't tell the whole story. You got to read between the lines. So let me set the scene. It's the late 2000s, and the members of the Lucchese crime family are looking for a new social club, a place where they can hang out, smoke cigars, have a drink, and maybe run some numbers. They find the perfect location in the trendy Little Italy neighborhood of Soho. It's called the 69. The name has nothing to do with the 69 Mafia. It's named after the intersection of 69th Street and 9th Avenue. Anyway, the mobsters become regulars at the club. They might be some of the most feared men in the city, but here they're just customers trying to blend in. So they order a round of drinks and try not to draw too much attention to themselves. Maybe they place a bet on the roulette table or throw some chips on the blackjack felt. Who knows? They're just having fun like everyone else. One night in February 2010, things take a turn for the worse. There is a group of rival mobsters from the Genovese crime family hanging out at the club, and things start getting tense. Some of the Lucchese guys make their way over to the roulette table where the Genovese crew is sitting, and they start betting on red. One of the Genovese guys, a guy named Matthew Madonna, tells them they have better luck betting on black in the argument. Okay, escalates until suddenly the Lucchese guys jump the Genovese guys. Two of them punch Madonna in the face, while a third grabs his hair and smashes a glass bottle over his head. He needs 10 stitches to close the gash above his left eye. Ow. Now when the cops arrive, the 69 bouncers have already thrown the attackers out of the club, and they nowhere to be found. But when the police review the surveillance tape, they see exactly what happened, and they know who the attackers are. Matthew Madonna's cousin, Vincent, along with two other soldiers from the Genovese crime family, Joseph D'Angelo and Anthony Sasso. But there's a problem. The only witness, Matthew Madonna, refuses to cooperate. Apparently, he doesn't want to get involved in a gang war. So the DAS dropped the charges. I guess when you're dealing with people who don't want to testify, it makes being a prosecutor pretty damn frustrating. A few months later, in June 2010, some more fights break out at the 69, and again, the Genovese crew is involved. This time it's over a crap game. A 48-year-old gambler named Louis Minocchio accuses Genovese soldier Joseph D'Angelo of cheating, and things quickly spiral out of control. Minocchio accuses D'Angelo of stacking the deck in his favor and hiding cards. When D'Angelo denies it, Minocchio clocks him right in the jaw. Angelo's cousin, Vincent, jumps in to help his cousin out and throws Minocchio to the ground. Then Minocchio's brother, Robert, jumps in and tries to take Vincent down. But Vincent's friend, Anthony Sasso, jumps in and sucker punches him in the back of the head. Again, the brothers had no visible injuries, so they refused medical attention and the charges were dropped. Again, apparently the mob doesn't like cooperating with the police. Who would have guessed? The following month, though, another brawl erupts at the club. This time it's between the Genovese crew and a group of unaffiliated gamblers. No mobsters were involved in this one, but it shows you that the 69 is becoming a dangerous place, and the police are starting to get concerned. On July 7th, 2010, 3 officers from the NYPD Gangs and Narcotics Division are sent to the club to keep an eye on things. They're undercover and in plain clothes, but they don't need to be James Bond to notice what's going on. By now, everyone in the city knows that the 69 is where the mob hangs out. And if you're a cop, you probably avoid the place like it's the plague. These 3 aren't scared, though. They're working. For the government, they pull up a couple of stools at the bar and order a couple of beers. One of the officers starts chatting with a bartender and asks him to keep an eye on a guy wearing a white shirt. The officer thinks he looks suspicious. Suddenly, the man in the white shirt approaches their table and introduces himself as Joey. He says he wants to buy the officers a drink and congratulates them on their service, but the officers politely decline and tell him they're good. Joey lingers around the table for a bit, but eventually wanders off. 5 minutes later, the officers hear screams coming from the roulette table. They turn to look and see the man in the white shirt whose real name is Joseph D'Angelo, a known Genovese mobster. And the man he was talking to earlier, Anthony Sassu, jump onto a table and start wildly gesticulating towards the dealer. It's not exactly what the officers wanted to see, but they're not surprised either. They've been waiting for something to happen, and now they have a front row seat. D'Angelo screams at the dealer that he cheated when he won. His hand isn't good enough to deal. Sasso jumps up and down and yells, "He's right. Can't deal. Everyone knows you can't deal." The officers look at each other. It's now or never. They get out of their seats and introduce themselves as police officers. They arrest D'Angelo and Sasso, but not before Sasso elbows one of the officers in the face and knocks him to the ground. He also sprays a liquid that smells like urine from a nearby bathroom stall. Now, thankfully, the officers were prepared for this, and they brought towels with them to clean up any potential biohazard situations. So they tie Sasso up and bring him back to the station house. The rest of the night wraps up without incident, and the officers head home feeling pretty satisfied with themselves. But the arrests weren't all they hoped for. Sure, they nabbed 2 mobsters, but they didn't have enough evidence to charge them with anything other than disorderly conduct. But that changed a few weeks later when the authorities discovered that Sasso was wearing a wire when he got arrested. It turns out that D'Angelo and Sasso were arrested during a meeting with an FBI informant, and the FBI had been following both of them for weeks prior to the bust at the 69. It seems that the feds knew Sasso was a violent guy. At one point, they even sent a decoy to his house to see if he would attack him. He did, but that wasn't enough to charge him with anything. They needed more. And what better way to get more than to send a cop into the lion's den? Thankfully, it worked. Not only did they get enough evidence to charge D'Angelo and Sasso with assault and attempted robbery, but they also learned that Sasso was an unindicted co-conspirator in a massive fraud investigation, involving Genovese crime boss Daniel Lovely and several corrupt union officials. In total, 19 people were indicted on fraud charges, and Sasso was given a 4-year sentence, while D'Angelo got 10 months. As for the club, it seems that the violence eventually died down. The police presence became more consistent, and no major incidents were reported after the summer of 2010. The club remains open to this day, although it's probably not the same. It's unlikely that the mob still frequents the place. They probably found a new spot to hang out and gamble. If you in New York and you looking for a high-quality cigar and a good old-fashioned knuckle sandwich, you know where to go, all right? That's it for tonight. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.